Did you know that Miralax is primarily made of antifreeze, and it just so happens to be yet another petroleum-driven man-made synthetic chemical? Let's take a look at the main ingredient in this Miralax, which is polyethylene glycol, is owned by Bayer. You know, the one that is spraying the herbicides on all of our food? Also happens to be one of the main ingredients in the you-know-what, which has been used for years as a childhood remedy, just so happens to be linked to children having seizures, behavioral psychosis.
Tics, rages, and seizures, just some of the serious side effects that parents told 8 News their kids were experiencing after taking that laxative Miralax. 8 News first reported on those concerns last year. A study into those issues was promised.
Now, tonight, 8 News investigator Carrie O'Brien is taking action and asking, where is that study? Carrie.
Well, we've been keeping our eye on this, wanting to share the results with you. But tonight, we've learned the taxpayer-funded study hasn't even started yet.
You know, quite frankly, I'm feeling a little betrayed.
Mike Kohler, talking to us from Wisconsin over Skype, is disturbed and disappointed to learn a study into Miralax has yet to begin. He's one of thousands of parents online who has been sounding the alarm about the laxative and its active ingredient, polyethylene glycol, or PEG 3350, which contains some of the same compounds found in antifreeze.
What's the effect about the chronic or long-term use?
While Miralax has lined pharmacy shelves for decades, if you read the label, you'll see it's not recommended for children under 17. Yet we've uncovered doctors commonly prescribe the laxative to infants and young kids. Some families now believe it's triggering neuropsychiatric issues in their children.
She would have these uncontrollable tics.
You may remember Norma Eggleston of Virginia Beach. She told us her granddaughter Carmen experienced nervous tics and aggression when she was prescribed Miralax daily for her chronic constipation.
If you would get too close to her, she would hit you, she would bite you, she'd pinch.
Kohler says his son Bradley was never the same after he was prescribed a large dose of it in the hospital for his tummy troubles.
He proceeded to have 21 seizures over the next 9 days.
Bayer, the makers of Miralax, tell 8 News, while Miralax is not labeled for use in the pediatric population, there have been many clinical studies conducted with PEG 3350 in pediatric populations, which have demonstrated safety for short and long-term use in children. Still, the concerns from parents prompted the Food and Drug Administration to fund a study at CHOP, the Children's Hospital of Philadelphia. The grant for the study was awarded 5 years ago, back in 2014, and was supposed to start in 2015.
And we've had delay after delay. We keep inquiring.
Carol Sheridan is with the Empire State Consumer Project, an advocacy group that works to reduce toxins in our products and planet. She filed the petition to get the FDA to do the study. When 8 News last checked on this, we were told it would get underway by the end of 2018. We recently followed up and found out that so far, CHOP hasn't enrolled anyone in the study.
This article by the New York Times, psychiatric illnesses like those reported in children taking the laxatives have also been observed in cases which a child took substantial amounts of the ethylene glycol. Some children taking Miralax chronically also have developed acidic blood. Also, something I need to mention, cough syrups like Robitussin contain citric acid, corn syrup, red dye 40, and of course polyethylene glycol. Remember, this is the main ingredient in antifreeze. Just remember, this is another byproduct of petroleum refining that they are feeding us. Here they tell you to take propylene glycol once a day for up to a week. Miralax contains antifreeze ingredients, small amounts of the car antifreeze ingredients, ethylene glycol, and this DEG, and all batches were found by the FDA when they tested 8 random batches of this Miralax. They're trying to say it's impurities from the manufacturing process. They manufacture this from petroleum. The FDA classifies PEGs as generally recognized as safe, but however, there's always a however. The process of making PEGs creates toxic byproducts because it's a byproduct of petroleum manufacturing. Its starting materials are highly toxic and are known to have carcinogenic properties. PEG is also used as a solvent. We can argue all this stuff till we're blue in the face, or we can just admit the fact that they've been feeding us toxic chemicals and all of these medications for years, and they're getting away with it because they put this information out and we keep taking it. When are we going to learn that you can't eat chemicals to treat a symptom that is caused by eating chemicals?